Welcome to the Ultimate 2v2 Fundamentals Road to Grand Champion series. In this series I will explain a fundamental rule every couple of episodes and highlight that particular fundamental throughout the gameplay. This series is going to prove a lot of people wrong, and the point I've been trying to make for the past 8 years now, that playing fast does not mean anything. And to prove so, I will be the slowest player in every game. After each match, we will compare the speeds of myself to my peers to prove that I'm the slowest. However, there is more. I have amassed over 1,147 hours of coaching at the time of saying this. And I've made a lot of notes and discovered a lot of things. And I am bringing all of those tips out this summer in my Ultimate Rocket League guide. If you don't want to wait, head over to the link in the description to get your hands on 3 pages for free, which will explain the fundamentals for the first and second man roles. Let's get into today's games. Yo, what's going on, guys? I do apologize. I just recorded this whole segment about strategy and I realized I didn't have the audio on. Okay, here we go again. So I'm going to go through the strategy now as we're growing. So we have covered, I don't know what the best color for this will be. Let's try this. We've covered coming up and down the middle. Okay, up and down the middle. And essentially what we're doing as the second man is if they're attacking us direct to net, even from anywhere, maybe not there as much, but we'd still do it. Anywhere they're attacking direct to net, we're coming to basically this boost pad or earlier, and we're taking a side flip and pushing that ball outwards. Okay, we've been doing that since day one. If, as we come down here, instead of attacking, they actually take this ball up to the corner, which is very common. They attack the corner. Instead of obviously side flipping, we don't need to because they're in the corner, we then go into the opposite side of the net deep, which allows us to see a lot and react from there and get really quick counters. So let's talk about the strategy as the first man based on these principles of attack and countering. So what you are looking at is if you're the first man, essentially you want to direct the opponent into the corner because that is the safest place for us to be, and it also gives us the greatest opportunity at counterattack. Essentially, if you look at the net as being the one goal that you're trying to get to, which it is obviously literally and figuratively, it is the goal we're trying to achieve. So we've got this net here. What we want is we want players, wherever the ball is, to move away from that net. So we've got an open net, and that's essentially it. So to get an open net, if we can put the opponent in the corner, they're the furthest away from their net, and they're in a pretty useless position here. And this is what it's all about. So first man, let's just say the opponent's here with the ball. The first man would be on the inside position shadowing. And the idea is they want to funnel or force, even by side flipping, the opponent to this corner. Now, what will happen is this player will get so good, and in the Pacifist System we teach players specific skills to do that they'll end up with the boost as well. But for now, just see it as you're steering them in and trying to beat them to that boost because you're going to be doing this a lot. They're not going to expect it. You're going to have an advantage. Well, what will happen is they'll be low on boost by the time they get here. Essentially, you're pulling them away from their net in a wide position whilst boost starving them, which is really dangerous for them. So that's the plan. Okay, once you've done that, you're here. The first man will stay on the ball and the opponent will be here. Now, what I want you to imagine, as I change the color here, is I want you to imagine a pipe. And in the middle of the pipe, there's a lump of mud. Now, if I take a watering can and I water that mud, the mud's just going to absorb the water. It's not going to do anything, right? But if I shoot a jet hose right into that, it's going to go build up and it's going to poof, and that mud is going to fly out, right? Miles away from where it started. That's exactly what we're trying to do in defense. My first man is going to do little blocks here and there, just little blocks, little blocks, little blocks. And what will happen is this player is going to get real frustrated and they're going to massively overcommit, or very likely their second man will come into the fray as well. They'll get involved. And now what will happen is their net is wide open. My teammate's still blocking and all of a sudden they both dive in, it pinches or whatever, and it's going to fly wherever it flies. The only player who has their momentum facing outwards is the guy in net. So they're going to be first to whatever ball and it's an open net. Now this is much better than any other position being in the deep net because if this for whatever reason just so happens to deflect into net, they can still save it. If I was here pushing forward, it wouldn't do anything because they could still get through. So deep net position is the best position there for reactivity. And If they don't go into the corner of the second man, we can still outplay them as we've shown. So that's the basic strategy. You want a funneler, you don't need to rotate, and you have a defender. That's, again, download the free book, guys, in the description below. And if you do that, you'll see that you'll have those roles. It's more of a role-based game than a rotation-based game. You absolutely do rotate. I know I'm saying things like rotation's stuck, and I'm doing that to get it out there because people say that you should always rotate, and we've got to try and create a bit of a harsher counter-argument to get that to happen. But that's what you would do, okay? So just so you're aware of how we're looking at playing this. For now, we're still going to stick down the middle. We're still going to deflect to the corners. We're still going to go deep in net. But if we are called in, for whatever reason, if our teammate decides to rotate out the play, we can come in, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to come in from an inside position. We're going to turn here and try and funnel them to the corner and grab the boost ahead. We're not diving into the play. So risky, and it never works. And hopefully you've seen that through this series, that everyone who's dived forward, it hasn't actually done anything. Now, if you're first man on the ball and you get the ball and ownership, you're looking at one of two things. Basically, you're looking at how close the opponent is. If the opponent is giving you space, you can go for a lateral dribble, because that way you've got your hook shots, your power shots, your bounce dribbles, etc., etc. Really powerful. If they are close, you would just take a 50 inside to outside, or a block 50. Okay, and there's also fadeaway 50s. But again, we'll get into that. But hopefully that makes sense. Right, we are going to have a quick look at last game, which was this one. It took a while, but if you can see here, positioning behind the ball. There we go. Lieutenant Flick, 85%. Actually, I'd like to see the time in the air. Where do we see time in the air? I think that's in movement. And of course, the slowest 49, Lieutenant Flick. But my teammate was in the air a lot. So we were on the ground a lot, yeah. They were in the air a lot, as you can see here. And it was risky. It was much more risky. So, yep. That is what I wanted to show you guys. Thank you very much. Alright, so let's get into the today's games. We haven't lost in a long time now. I don't think we've lost at the very beginning of the series, and that can happen. You know, it can actually get easier the higher we go. I know last time we did actually take one of the long shots that was a wide open net, and you know, it's something I've been trying to avoid, but you just can see it in practice, guys. That's the real stuff you want to be practicing, your shots on net. But overall, I think you'll agree that it's almost looks like it's gotten easier the longer we've been playing, and we've almost done less and less. And that is again because the overcommits, I do apologize, tend to get higher as we go. Whoa, baby. Well, thankfully, so this is a little bit of late defending, but we won't go over that yet. So there's that inside to outside 50. And again, I can just reverse back into that position. And I'm following in, and then I turn. Now, they've put the ball in the corner, which is great. And we just block it. And now my teammate can go. And there's a free ball there. I didn't, because they're starting in the corner, we can't get them to do the pot, the pipe with the mud in it as well as we could. If I come here, I can take this ball, for example, just to show you. I can take that ball and really get them to overcommit, and then we're off kind of thing. If they don't go, we're off. You've got that. You've got like stuff like that. But if you don't get that, you don't have to worry. I mean, defending is the majority of it. The majority is moving back towards your net. Now I'd make a decision. I go this opposite side. I can see the opponent. Are they going to get baited in for the aerial? And then I switch to the opposite side again. Are they going to get baited in? There we go. And we're off. It's really good from their teammate to not be too aggressive. Almost, but teammate's right behind me. That's really risky. They're wide. A second man. And again, we're here. Ball comes up. We can look for the save. That's an incredible shot. Nice shot. That's an incredible shot. You just have to give credit where it's due there. It looks like they completely fumbled here. And they get it through. That being said, that is generally your first man's responsibility to block that happening. But still, I shouldn't have let that through. That's my bad. 100%. We get a free ball here. And that's fine. I mean, they stayed on it. It did look like they were going to allow me to come on it. Someone asked me, like, how do you show them, you know, not to panic? This guy's going again for this move. Interesting. Ah, here we go. Throw it up there, nearly. Just throw it there. That's an open net if they can shoot it on target. Beautiful. And again, as second man, we can see that happening before it happens. So we're like, that's an open net because we can see this guy leave the net wide open as second man. They're more interested in the boost than they are in just playing second man. That's interesting, isn't it? People would rather get scored on with 100 boost, and I've always known this. They'd rather get scored on with 100 boost than save with 0 boost. Gonna front flip that. It's not the best. A little bit there, and we're here. And now we're sort of on the attack, but the opponent's doing a good job because they're shadowing. So I would go as far as... But they went for the boost, didn't they? I was going to say they were... Oh, they've done it again, I think. Oh, no. I thought they were going to do it again. Nice. Good shot. Well, there you go. They're saving it. They're obviously low on boost here. Teammate's going to take that boost. I would have... If I was the teammate there, the best decision would have been to take their boost and let me come in. And that's where rotation can help. Yeah. Like much I can do there. You could go up and touch that, but that's just such a major mistake here. Why would you do that particular play there? Didn't even need to hit it. Could have just stayed close. It's so hard because you're having to play a reactive base game. They didn't need to hit that ball. And I think anyone can tell you that. You know, don't center the ball up for the opponent. Again, that should be out of your system by gold or something. It's actually an open net if they side flip here. There we go. We'll take it. Good that they actually put that center. Again, why is that an open net? Because they're more interested... What? That was glitchy. That might have been some sort of weird glitch there. But they actually still jump across and block the shot. That could have been really dangerous. I'll do. It's going to be difficult. And, oh, that's a shame they missed that. That would be, again, where a rotation would be better because the ball's coming directly down the middle to second man. And I've got 100 boost and they've got none. So I could have just jabbed that in, but that's fine. Again, difficult. Nice placement. That's really good. Okay, that's ridiculous. So that would be my ball there. Because the ball, like, I've been in net and that's come across. But this is going to be a really hard game. Because they're not letting, again, like all these players. They never let you in as first man. It's probably because they know I just literally just dribble the ball in. So they do this aerial nonsense that doesn't do anything. But this guy's actually a little bit better. At least they're putting it on target and stuff. That's good from them as well. They wait behind. So we're going to go inside to outside because they've left the gap. Grab that boost. Actually, I had too much boost. Have they got this? Didn't look like they've got that. Bit hard because obviously they're pushing me forward here. My teammates. So I've got to take a 50. Didn't want to. I actually wanted to get an angle, but they're so close. This is where the low quality games come in. They're so close as second man. You cannot get around the ball. You need to back off to get around the ball and create angles. You don't always have to go directly forward. Opportunity. Got it. I gotta steal that. I gotta steal that. Are we nearly champ? Wow, we are. Get your vision. There's that pipe. Now, see how he came out? This is really important. He came out, and then the ball went behind, so he had to turn and take it to the side. If he waited here and didn't come out, that ball would have come across. He could have just smashed it on net. That's the point. So we're just going to wait here. You know, they've been sort of pushing themselves in. So I'm just going to wait. I'll let them do everything. Because they clearly want to. We're just going to wait in there. Okay, they've dove into the corner. Nice demo, though. That's good. That boost is good as well. As long as they stop that ball. I'm going to have to throw it. So I didn't have time to look at the... Oh, they're panicking. Yeah, I was going to say, put that ball in the corner. Luckily, they put it into the corner for us. There it is. Should be game. Yeah. Difficult game there. He dropped the GG. Hopefully, this loads a bit quicker now. So we can actually see the stats on this game. I do apologize that it's taking so long here today, guys. I don't know what's going on. Annoyingly, it has still not worked. So it's taken a while today. Must be a server thing, but we're doing well. We are doing really well. I think we might get to Div 4 today. Oh, you know, we have not lost in so long. This is ridiculous. We must be on a We could be on a 15-game win streak. Nice shot. They didn't take the kickoff. And good to notice that from them. We could generally be on a 15-game win streak. When I did the live stream, some of you remember when I did the replay analysis, which is, by the way, if you're a Patreon, we have a new series coming soon. I promise you that. We have a lot of things in the works. But we have a new series coming soon. And, of course, you get entered into a free replay analysis every single week. And the winner of the most of these marbles streams, or the most of the marbles, by the time the book is released, we'll get the free copy of the book here. I'm just going to rotate now. Again, they dive forward. It doesn't really work. We're just going to shoot that. And again, what I'm trying to do when I'm shooting the ball, I'm trying to hit it with the corner of my car. Brilliant from the opponent there. They got around me. Not good from me. I'm going to come in. I'm going to turn. I'm going to move away here. There's my opportunity. Nearly. Again, not from rotating. Now I'll rotate. I'm low on boost, and I don't want to be in there half low on boost. Again, that is where you would rotate. Generally, we don't want to rotate. We want to be blocking. We want to play percentages. This is fine. This is absolutely fine position. See how they get panicking as they take the shot? Look how successful that block was. They're in the corner. They still have no boost. And the net's wide open. And they've left the net. Whoa. They could have side flipped that in. And they left it. That is crazy. Why? But that's the problem with rotation. Why would you actually do that, though? Like, you are on the ball directly in front of the opponent's net. And instead of just side flipping it in, you start rotating. That's why that instinct is really bad. Because you're leaving so many easy opportunities. And it's the same defensively. You're leaving opportunities to rotate. And you don't want to do that. Okay. I'll turn here. We're going to do a jump like that. And then we're going to do a jump like this. And just, there's that side flip again. Difference is now getting a little bit more complicated. Have they got that? They should. That's their job. Yep. So you can see now we're going really high. And then we're doing the side flip. Or you could double jump. Or you could just like sort of do a very small air roll, nothing ridiculous, and sort of just try and crack that. See, look at the air rolls they're doing. What was the point of that? They could have done much more if they just did a normal thing. They're telling me to take the shot here. So they're there. There we go. Looks nice in slow motion. There we go. Doesn't really matter. Or drift. Reverse up. And then we're in there. And I'm here. Those are the skills you kind of want. Is that, again, that drift button. Missing. This is their responsibility. They've been bumped up. Crack it towards their net. Nothing ridiculous. We're not like power shotting or anything like that. And there we go. We're here. We're here. Now I can't get into net, and we're going to cover that more so on the next episode. I didn't have time to get into net. So next episode I'm going to teach you guys early or late defensive positioning. I'm here. And we're just going to drive. Oh, nearly. And that might be an open net for the teammate. He's out of position. Yep. Took too long there. He was actually in a good position. We're screwed now. Difficult. We managed to block the front post, but that was difficult. They ended up as a first man. Past it. We're going to turn. No boost there. In the middle. Again, nothing to lose. Bonk. There we go. And that's that player out of the game. Inside to outside. I'm just stalking. Just stalking. And I'm going to get out of there. Not because I have to. Not because I actually want to. But because the teammates are just way too close. They're both in the corner. That's good for us, isn't it? And we're here. Don't need to take the shot. Stop panicking. You're just panicking for no reason. What shot do I need to take? They're just going corner to corner. I want them to do... There we go. It's an open net. Ah. What a waste. What a waste. I could have literally cut that infield and just drove it in. What a waste, because they think they got to play fast. And it's going to be difficult. I know how to take the shot, buddy. I don't know if you can see, but I'm carrying you. Right, we're going to wait here. Nice and high. And just block it. Nice and high. Always have the high. Again, there's another open net. Always have the high ground when you're on the wall if you can. Generally, obviously, the inside ground tends to work better than the high ground, but it's one of those. grab that, and then I'm just going to rotate. We're getting forced into playing faster here again with rotation and dive. Notice the dive never works out. Notice it never works out for anyone when they dive. See? There's that double commit. Again, there I just did a drift to turn my car, guys, if you weren't aware. I'm going to go into net here. They actually have not been able to get anything on net. Again, just block it at the last possible second. That's a miss because they're spinning. There it is. GG. So again, guys, you can see real basic. Teammate's going to probably complain. Yeah, so they said something about they wish they had some gold. You know, I suppose, yeah, it is going up, inflation and all that. But that's probably what they're saying is they think that we are the equivalent of a gold rank. And that's where you see how they've been brainwashed by the lies. It's unbelievable. They've brainwashed these players, these guys who don't know what they're talking about. And they never. And by the way, these guys were all releasing videos when they were peak diamond players. I'm not going to mention any names, but there's 3 or 4 of them that were diamonds, and they were telling you how to play. And somehow that's got into the mainstream, and now everyone plays the game completely backwards. Look how fast they are. Look how fast they are, guys. Fast for nothing. I'm so fast. I'm almost as fast as Nupo. Nupo was a good player, and then he got fast. He didn't start playing fast. That wasn't his default. I'm just going to play real fast and hope that magically I understand the whole game. No, these players generally have a lot of game sense. It's off. That's not bad at all. Nice. That's good too. Oh, this guy's... That's nicely done. You could just drive that in. Yeah. I knew that was a goal. As soon as you... Again, because I'm watching. Second man drove off for the boost. You watch, see? They drove off for the boost. Where is his protection? He just takes that in. I knew that was a goal straight away because, again, he's coming across, which means he has 1 moment to hit that hitbox. He isn't going to do it. That is a good teammate. This is the best teammate we've seen. Clearly on the fundamentals. However, they didn't follow up the kickoff. But we get it. Oh, yeah, this could be bad. Yeah, that was bad. They got to follow on the kickoff, and then they missed their flip away. So right here, they shouldn't be there as second man. And then they nonsense spin in. Instead, they just need to get behind the ball and then just front flip, and then they're safe. I don't know what the heck this spinning nonsense is. This spinning culture is like the thing that's going to ruin this game. We're going to go up. We're going to go up. And that's a goal. Nice job. Good job being in the middle. They've got better positioning, but they're still brainwashed by the nonsense of spins. So this guy's good. They've got potential. If we could get them to stop spinning, that's Grand Champ. That's Grand Champ for them. And it's literally like that, guys. If they could stop spinning, they are a Grand Champ player. Oh, good position there. There we go. That's another open net. Nice shot. Brilliant. Really good. So again, there. Second man is just there. They're just so far forward. I don't know if that was off the kickoff or not. And we're here. In the middle. And then we turn. And then we go here. And then we go into the opposite side deep net. And I can see their second man. And I'm there. And I'm not getting as much time to see their second man. And the reason for that is because, one, obviously these guys are playing a bit quicker, don't get me wrong, but it's because our first man isn't actually protecting that part of the net. We've got an outside position here. You can just flick it if you want to. There's potentially another goal. There you go. Well, we look at second man, they come off the goal line. That's easy to get it over them. If they stayed in the net, they could have easily saved that. They could have counter-shot that off the bounce, which would have been the best thing to do. But they don't know positioning because they've been told not to wait in net. Biggest lie. It's a shame, really. It's a shame that the people, you know, who are getting these big viewing figures are full of nonsense and they're ruining the game. But there we go. So we are Diamond 3 Division 4. I think we're something like a 17, 18 win streak now, guys. which is absolutely preposterous because apparently, well, first of all, I'm not doing anything mechanical. I'm not really doing anything. I'm not having any, literally anyone can do this at this rank if they just listen and put their mind to it and download the ebook. Okay, download the free ebook. Then when the book comes out, it'll tell you all of the stuff to get to this level. You're not going to get it in a week. Okay, there's little things. When I'm coaching people, it's a little things, but they get much better. They get once you get the core of that middle position, you're going to be 6 or 7 ranks higher probably. But then it's the little things that allow you to stick in those positions. Holding a nerve, not diving in, watching the game. That's the most biggest skill there is in Rocket League, is watching the game. So let's see if we can. What games have loaded up here? Some loaded up here so far, guys, unfortunately. We'll go over those in the next episode. Hopefully the point still stands 44, 63. I mean, I'm bringing the average speed down, but I ain't bringing the average score down. We are dominating. And of course, positioning. We know exactly what we're after. Percent behind the ball. We know we're going to be top. They did a good job. Yes, they were hard to score on because of their second man position, if I remember correctly. So well played to them. Yeah, brilliant. Guys, let me know what stats you're getting on your replays when you're winning. Are you also getting those kind of stats? Let me know. The other one's just loaded, so we'll go into that one as well. Let me know what stats you're getting in your games. What sort of speed? What's the lowest speed you've managed to win with? Let's have a little competition. Here we go, 43. Pretty good. 60. I mean, that's really fast from this. This was the guy who kept going, take this shot, and then just messing it up. But again, easy peasy. Not boost per minute. Positioning. Here we go. 92.9. I think that's the highest. I don't know. Could it be the highest? Has anyone got a 90? Has anyone else managed to get a 90? You're probably winning if you are. Okay. So let me know if you got a 90 in the comments below, guys. Really hope this is helping. Hope the Rocket League theory is helping as well. And I appreciate all the support. You know, I want this series to go down as the one that is going to annoy a lot of people. It's going to trigger a lot of people for sure. But I want this to be the source of truth. And I want people to actually get better. Okay? With positioning and understanding the game. The game has changed so much in such a 10 years. That's such a long period of time. Okay? So please do share it. Please do try these techniques. Come over to the Discord if you want to have a chat. Pair up with people who are like-minded, who want to do this kind of strategy. And of course, we've got the Pacifist documentation, which is free in the Discord. We have a system, a new live coaching system, 36 hours of live lessons, plus 6 hours of one-on-one coaching. So yeah, looking forward to it, guys. Thank you so much. Look after yourself and peace out. Peace.